This is News Talk 610 CKTB with Tim Dennis in the morning.
8 minutes from now, it'll be 8 o'clock. Was talking with our oldest daughter the other day, and Lacey and I were having this conversation about when she was a child, and we were kind of laughing about the things that frustrated frustrated me about bringing up a child, and frustrated her about being a child, and parents. And I was talking to her about how tough it was getting her out of bed in the morning, and we run into that with Jaden now. Love to sleep in. Of course, I always did too. And I was thinking, if that's the biggest problem you've got as parents, if you're frustrated by that, then we need to get a reality check, because there are so many of our friends and neighbors who deal with a whole lot more than that, which is why CKTB is partnering with the Niagara Children's Center for the Help Kids Shine campaign. The Niagara Children's Center deals with children whose issues in getting out of bed in the morning and facing every day put it all in perspective for everybody. Joining me right now, Nicole Wickering is the mother of Kaiden. Kaiden is 2 years old. And I remember talking about these issues that Kaiden deals with in years past when we've done our radiothon. But first, let's welcome Nicole. Hello, Nicole. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what Kaiden deals with on a daily basis, your 2-year-old Kaiden.
Sure. So, you mentioned he's 2. He can't, he's just sitting up now, but you have to make sure he's propped. He can't stand or walk. He doesn't talk. And he's just very low tone. He's very floppy. And part of that is his mouth muscles also can't process food or drink very well. So he does have a feeding tube for his liquids, but all of his food is pureed, and it's quite a process for feeding every day as well.
So did you know all of this from birth?
No, we didn't. It was about 3 months before we found out that there is something wrong for sure. We knew he wasn't fixing and following at the time that you'd think that a baby would be. He was very floppy. He couldn't. After a month or two, you expect a kid to start to be able to hold their head up. Mm-hmm. And then at 3 months, he had a seizure. And so we right away went to McMaster, and they looked at the seizure combined with the floppy head and the poor fixing and following with his eye movements. And they put a connection together right away. At that point, we thought maybe he's just a little bit slow, and kids develop on their own time. But they sent us to neurology right away. And that's when everything started for us. And
they sent you, when all was said and done, they sent you a referral to the Children's Center here.
Correct. Yeah.
And what has that been doing for you? What have they been doing for you?
Well, that appointment at 3 months, they sent us to a lot of different specialists at that time, starting the whole process of getting diagnosed. So we've seen tons of doctors, and we've got a great team, but part of those referrals was the Children's Center, and that was such a relief to have happen. It took us a couple of months to get there, and we'd been through tons of appointments by then, but it was such a relief to get to the Children's Center and start working on physiotherapy, because all of these appointments seemed like I knew they were important. They were great things to go to with all the doctors and specialists, but what were we doing? How are we helping Kaiden, right? And to be at the Children's Center, I felt like we were finally doing some hands-on work with him, dealing with where he is now. And it just felt like a sense of control.
I know you've become close with his physical therapist, Nancy, who's done a lot of work for you.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that people forget when we've got this center in our own backyard, and I hear this so often from people. They get to know the workers so closely, and they give you the hope, don't they? I mean, Nancy is able to tell you this is what we're going to be able to do, and we're going to keep working at this.
Yeah, we've just clicked very well in terms of my style of coping and her ability to listen. It's kind of hard to put a finger on exactly how she's just to see her working with Kaiden is such a help, but going in every week and letting her know where we're at. We've gone through a really rough couple of years at times, and we have no idea what to expect. This is so new to us. You don't
and you really don't
this to happen to you.
You really don't have any idea what's coming next, do you?
No. And neither does she, neither do any of the doctors,
Yep.
But she has a better sense. She's worked with lots of kids that have had all sorts of different issues, and she can't predict where Kaiden's going to be at, but for me it's a sense of encouragement, or it helps me deal with it when she can say, in my experience, this is something that will be a struggle. This is something that, we'd want to work on by this time. And okay, that gives me some grounding, or it's been very helpful to work with somebody who's seen this before.
And if you could talk to people this morning as you are right now and tell them that the Children's Center needs some help, how would you tell them?
Well, just to know about those wait lists, the numbers of people that are on the wait list. And it's so imperative that these kids get the support as early as possible. Kaiden got in about 3 months, and I couldn't understand why it was taking so long. Now I know that's really quick.
Yes.
I'm happy that we got in that fast. But even then, he had his head was starting to get flat because he wasn't moving enough, and so we ordered a helmet for him to help correct that. But that treatment should have started when he was 4 months old, in order for it to be as effective as it could be. How are kids supposed to get that treatment if they're on a wait list that long?
Where would you have to go if we didn't have the Children's Center here? Do you know?
Private therapy. I know I've looked into it. We have some benefits that would pay partially for private therapy, but it would cost about an hour, $120 to $150 per hour of each of the specialists that we go to. We see physiotherapists, speech therapists, occupational therapists. All of them are imperative to Kaiden's growth and for us to learn how to give him the best support possible. And to do that would have cost, even with benefits, it would have been very expensive, beyond our means to do that.
Nicole, thank you for sharing the story, and this is the reason why the Children's Center needs our help right now to reach their goals, so that you can reach your goals and Kaiden can reach Kaiden's goals and live a life that Kaiden deserves, and as you do too.
Thank you very much for your help.
Thanks, Nicole. Nicole Wickerink, mother of Kaiden, 2 years old, uses the Children's Center. We need your help for this. The Help Kids Shine campaign is on right now. You can go online and make a donation at helpkidsshine.ca. You can call them 688-3550, 688-3550, or you can text the word KIDS to 20222 to make an instant donation. And you can always go out there to see what goes on a regular basis. And if you'd like full information on our entire campaign, go to our website at 610cktb.com.